Hey Scorpio, how are you? It is I, Alex, and I'm back again to bring you guys some more universal insights. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Let us see what the universe has for my lovely Scorpio. God in the universe, can you please bless Scorpio with some incredible information? Thank you. We love you. Amen. Eight of Wands. It's a lot of action and movement. Ooh, 10 of Cups. Five of Wands. Judgment. The Devil. The Devil. High Priestess. Eight of Pentacles. The Moon. Okay, so the universe is saying look deeper. And the Six of Cups. Ooh, okay. I say that because Six of Cups usually represents your inner child, right? It represents, a time when your heart wasn't so heavy. So, in looking at these cards, it looks like your mind is made up about something, right? You've judged a particular situation. And I feel like the universe is working overtime to say no, get past it, get around it, look at something else, change your perspective. But I kind of feel like fear is keeping you in this judged state of mind. An example is, I'm working on my job, I applied for 3 promotions over the last 3 years and I ain't get not one of them. So I'm not going to do it anymore. And the universe is like, no, apply for this one, right? It kind of feels like the universe is whispering in your ear to try something new, try a different approach, try a change perspective. But it feels like based on history, you're scared to, you're nervous about, you're already infected, right? Some of you, and this is a weird way to say this, but I'm getting chills about it. It feels like some of you are infected with the fear of failure, right? It feels to me like you haven't failed, but in your mind you have, and that's what you're infected by. I'm fearing I'm gonna fail again. I'm fearing it's not gonna work out. Universe is like, listen, Scorpio. We don't live in that kind of universe, darling. Eight of Cups, so we now have 3 eights on the table. The eights in the tarot usually represent momentum, motion. Something's already in progress. 3 of Wands. Sweet. Oh, Page of Cups. Hey, Empery. Judgment again. Yeah. Your intuition in the universe is trying to lead you towards happiness, but right now fear has you in a chokehold. It has its foot on your neck. Yeah, the 4th 8. Now I got all 8s on the table. 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, 8 of Cups, and 8 of Wands. 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords is like abandoning something. Oh, okay. Here goes your therapy. For some of you, you're afraid to leave because you are interpreting leaving as abandonment. And that's what's scaring you. That fear of leaving is what's keeping you bonded, keeping you stuck. Angel said to me when I threw out the Page of Cups, I heard out of the mouths of babes. Okay? So beware and take heed to simple simple messages coming from your children, coming from loved ones, coming from babies. It feels very innocent, right? And that to me kind of feels like somebody who absolutely does not know your situation, just kind of throwing advice out there for you that's going to actually resolve your whole entire issue or situation. Hmm. Some of you are not seeing the root cause, and the root cause is your inner child, right? Or some sort of childhood abandonment. Okay. The angel said, give them an example. So, blah, blah, blah. The example where it's like, oh, I applied for these 3 positions and was turned down for all 3 positions. The universe is saying the reason why you were turned down for all 3 positions is because you're not ready to leave your current position. Now, argue with me, Scorpio, all you want. It's okay. Right? For many of you, you don't see it, right? I know the moon is here. The moon is like, the moon with the 8 of Swords kind of says to me, there is a thought pattern, a way that you communicate, a way you interpret thought, what you do with your thoughts, right? Because the 8 of Swords has everything to do with being trapped in a perspective, right? I'm not good enough. I'm not qualified. I don't have my certification. I don't have my degree. So it's almost like you are automatically giving yourself a strike that is not reality, right? It feels like you're doing it to yourself versus anybody in the free, realistic 3D world doing to you. I love this message because it highlights the power of the mind, even if that power is dumb power, right? Even if your mind will say to you, hey, you're not qualified. But when you look at your resume, it's like, could you squeeze another degree or certification on that mug? Can you squeeze more experience into this situation? And the universe is like, no. At the end of the day, Scorpio needs to change their mind about whatever this situation is. So this to me almost feels like some of you may feel hopeless, right? Again, I have Judgment here twice, Emperor and a Devil card. Your power right now is up under your embattled thoughts. So a lot of you feel empowered because of what you think or how you think, by the way. Oh boy. And angels are saying your thoughts become beliefs. And right now I could tell you your faith is at an all-time low. You could be feeling powerless and hopeless. And your thoughts becoming beliefs, well, could go back and analyze your thoughts? Well, what made you think that way? Why do you think that? Like, who told you to think that way? And angels are saying it points right back to your childhood. So, as an example, if you come from a family of high achievers, right? And you're the one who took a road less traveled, right? Everybody could be doctors. And you decided, no, I want to go into IT. Angels are basically saying that even though you are successful in IT, you still feel like the black sheep or the odd person out because you're not a doctor. So in your mind, you just keep saying, hey, if I don't achieve this particular level in IT that's equivalent to the lowest doctor, then I'm not successful. Child, I don't know who reading this is, but it's a good one. It's a good one. Ooh, the Fool. Okay, so I feel like the universe is trying to coach you to think differently. I feel like the universe is trying to coach you to get rid of those embattled thoughts, whatever they are. My angels just said, baby, it could have everything to do with how you look. It could have to do with your weight. It could have to do with your financial status. It could have to do with where you live. It could have to do with how you raised your kids. I don't know who I'm talking to, but somebody is needing an injection of hope from the universe. I kind of got excited when the Fool came out because I thought it was a star, and a star has everything to do with hope. Page of Swords, sweet. Okay. So here we go. My angels say, here we go with Dog Scorpio. Child, they done back down that tunnel. This time they think they slick because they built walls and shelves, and a lot of them are calling it their apartments or their comfort zone or their safe space, right? So whatever this mental hole that you're in kind of says to me, especially with these eights here, you've been there for a minute, right? This is your modus operandi. This is your method, your go-to, your comfort zone, your default way of being. Okay. And I feel like you're going to get a message. That's why that was important, because I feel like I don't see the hermit here, but I feel like a lot of you guys, have pulled back, pulled your energy off the table, pulled away. And the universe is saying you're going to get a message, right? You're going to get a message. It's going to be a loving message, right? It could be somebody apologizing to you. It could be somebody, telling you they love you, somebody telling you they miss you. And the universe is saying, accept it. Open it up, open up, be open to it. I got granddaddy sitting up here. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so Judgment, the Emperor, and the Wheel of Fortune. This to me feels like the final warning. And I don't know who I'm talking to, okay? But anyone who is really afraid but projects their fears out into the world, as in, I'm not going to get that position because I don't have a degree, right? That's projecting your fear of failure or your fear of rejection out into the world, but it's uncalled for. If you resonate with that message, I have a very serious message to you from the universe. This is your last time in doing that, right? It's almost like the universe warning you and saying, okay, it's up to you. We're going to give you this final time to change your mind, to change the way you think about things. After that comes a universal moment. I would like to say a tower. Could we use any other non-tarot way of saying that? My angel said intervention. I love it. Here comes some universal intervention to force you to change your mind. Knight of Swords. And Scorpio, the King of Cups. Okay, okay. I'm going to try to squeeze this. Ooh, child, the Emperor is following up. Ooh. Okay, so the Six of Cups is innocence, right? Hope, wonder, a time in your life when things were just simpler, easier, when your heart was fully open, basically when the world has not bent you over. And for many of you, you've abandoned that. You've abandoned feeling good. You've abandoned your heart. You've abandoned anything emotional. And I know you've abandoned that because you automatically default to the logical, to the mental, right? So for many of you, you're out of balance because you always default to the mental and you're neglecting the emotional. Well, the Emperor is my God card. And I have the Emperor here twice. The Emperor is near Scorpio here, right? And the Emperor is near Mars here. Okay. So I kind of feel like God is saying to you, listen, there is no power in the mind. Because at the end of the day, if you die tomorrow, God forbid, your mind gonna be left right here on earth. Okay. Okay. I just kind of feel like there are some people who have challenges with remaining present, challenges with staying realistic, staying in reality. Maybe you fantasize too much. Maybe you're in your thoughts, you're in your head too much, and your thoughts are not real. Your mind is not real. Again, I said this in the previous reading. If I told my mind that um the abominable snowman is real, and this winter, when it snows, when we get our first snow here in Atlanta, the abominable snowman is going to be here. Okay? That just basically means that from now until the first snow, I have quarantined myself into a place of fear, right? So, in other words, I'm going to be nervous. I'm going to be looking over my shoulder. I'm definitely going to be fearful. And as soon as I see the first snow, I'm going to be stressed. I'm going to be, right? This is what someone is doing to themselves, okay? And again, your mind is leading the charge, okay? All right. All right. I love the intuition, right? The high priestess with the sun card here. Tarot readings, whether you got a reading, whether it is me, whether it is your intuition, I feel like we all telling you the same thing. Baby, the sun don't shine in your mind. I know that. Because the mind, you got to remember something. We are descendants from cavemen, cave women. I don't care what your beliefs are. We are the descendants of earlier man, woman, child. Okay? All of that DNA that has to do with survival, with pain, hurt, destruction, all of that still sits inside of us. It's the devil, right? It's our shadow side, the side that we have not healed, the side that keeps us on edge, the side that keeps us bound to fear. Okay. And I feel like with your intuition, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Moon card, the Six of Cups, universe is like, listen, some of y'all need to go back to a couple of lifetimes ago. Some of y'all need to go back to this lifetime, earlier in this lifetime, excuse me, when you were a child, and kind of dig out and pluck out what your biggest fears are. Right? Scorpio, I'm going to tell you today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next motherfucking year, and next lifetime. There is a fear inside of you that the universe is trying like hell to first uncover, right? As in, where's that? Number two, reveal it to you. Hey, by the way, when your dad left when you were 3 years old, that's affecting you to today. That's why you're always trying to stay a step ahead of everybody so you don't ever have to experience that kind of abandonment and pain again. I don't know who that message was for, but you're welcome. Okay? Because there is something, again, and I'm repeating myself, there's something from your childhood that has buried itself deep inside of you, covered it up with fear. You keep attracting it. The universe keeps sending experiences in your life so you can uncover, reveal, and release it. And for some of you, um, I think, in all honesty, about 80% of you just don't know. And like, truth be told, Scorpio, I don't feel like this is anything you're doing consciously. But I will tell you this, whatever it is that you are suppressing or repressing, it is fucking with your inner power. Okay? And you are one powerful bad mama jamma. Okay? All right. So it definitely has to do with departures. What did I say earlier? I said abandonment, not that. That's a departure, right? It either has to do with departure, fear of failure, or rejection. I really feel like it's rejection more than anything else, right? Because rejection and abandonment are kind of twins. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like if you feel abandoned, it's because you first were rejected, right? They kind of go hand in hand. So I feel like for a lot of you, that thorn that's in your energetic historical side has everything to do with rejection, hence abandonment. Thank you. My angel said, girl, you just do such good work. For a lot of them, they're popping out of it. A lot of them are cracking out of their shells in this very moment because of your information. I appreciate that, angels. I just do the universe's work, realistically. I just sit at this table, look at these cards, and deliver the messages that you have. My angel said, yeah, but you're the one who's using the words for people to connect to and resonate with. Well, thank you, babies. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know that. Um, yeah, we have the Emperor here with the Wheel of Fortune. Angels, judgment. It's time for you to shift. It's time for you to shift, Scorpio. And today is October 18th, 19th. Today's October 19th. So the sun is on its way into Scorpio. For those of you who look up the current trends so you can see what the sun is in, what the moon is in, blah, blah, what signs they're in, pay attention because we're in the very last days of Libra. I would not be surprised if the sun starts his tour in Scorpio right now. Okay? So it's time, right? Universally, and I love you, Scorpio. You know I do. You know I do. Okay? I hope you do. And I just kind of feel like um this is your last opportunity to crack yourself open and release whatever fears that you have related to any sort of childhood trauma. Okay? Now, I have a question for angels. I have a question for y'all. This message, because, I sit here and I'm like, oh, readings are not episodal. So, episode 1, Scorpio does this. And episode 2, wait, Sag is going to do it. Right? The readings are not, one by one. They're just snapshots of a particular energy source at a moment in time. But these last, again, 8, 9 readings have felt episodal. And that kind of says to me that the universe is providing you with a lot of information about this particular solar return. I don't know why, and that's what I'm asking angels about. I feel like there's something going on in the universe, and I'll translate that into human terminology. So you know how is it Jupiter that takes 84 years to go around the sun? I think Jupiter does, right? But this feels like not just a Scorpio return, but a planetary return. I don't have my other phone. I don't know how long is it Mars? I don't know how long Mars takes to go around the sun. I really do feel like this is Mars's trek around the sun. It feels like a Martian return, which is why they are providing you and trying to prepare you, especially for this particular Scorpio solar return. Scorpio is ruled by Mars, right? But we are earthlings. So the earth takes 365.25 or a quarter days to go around the sun, right? 365 in 6 hours takes to go around the sun. That's what the leap year is, by the way, because every 6 hours, 6 times 4 is 24. So to level out the math, they add an extra year every 4 years, 6 times 4. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, Google it if you care to. But I feel like as humans, 365.6 around the sun. I don't feel like that's what this Scorpio return is about. I feel like this Scorpio return has everything to do with Mars. Okay? And Mars is the planet of courage. I have Mars here 3 times. Judgment, Aries, Aries, which is ruled by Mars, right? The Emperor. The Emperor in the Tower is the king of authority. He is the king of all kings. There is nobody in the major arcana who is higher from an authority standpoint than the Emperor, which why the Emperor for me is my God card, right? Because in my experience and opinion, there's nothing higher than the creator of the universe. Okay, if there is, I don't think my little bitty spark has been exposed to. Okay, And even if there is, that then I'm not talking about God of the universe. I'm talking about the God of all. Okay. Anyway, now that I've reconciled that with the universe, I feel like that the universe is trying like hell to prepare you, but more so return you to your place of power. And it feels like a universal reconciliation, as in, hey, Scorpio, you've been out of alignment for the last 84 years of the last 29 years. And I don't care if you're 29 years old, 29 years old minus the difference between 29 and 84 is a previous lifetime, right? So you could have been, let's do a better math. Say you're 40 and the angel is, say you're 42, right? Because 84 divided by 2 is 42. 84 divided by 2 is 42. So say you're 42 now, and you're like, well, I ain't been living in 84 years. Angels are saying you're 42 now, and if you live to be 80 in a previous lifetime, the last 42 years of that 80 years in a previous lifetime, you've been out of alignment. I hope that makes sense. This is not just your regular yes or no reading. You also learn math, right? I'm sorry, I have to laugh because I'm just like, that's too much fucking information, but somebody cares. So I kind of feel like the universe, it to me kind of feels like a level of darkness. And again, when we look at the Eight of Swords, there ain't nothing but darkness there. I don't care. You can argue with me and be like, now the clouds are overcast behind. No, she got on the blindfold. Ain't shit of light coming through. Okay? So I kind of feel like for a lot of you, whatever this overthinking is, whatever this is getting in your head, whatever this is making your thoughts your God, whatever that is, you've been doing that shit for far too long. Again, the eights in the tarot represent motion, momentum. Things are already in motion. Okay? And the universe is like, we've been trying to stop you since forever and 5 days. And my angels are also saying, too, some of you are like, well, how come I can't get happy? And how come I can't beat this? And how come I can't get this job? And we're saying to you, because you let your mind rule your reality. Ooh, I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who I'm talking to. Your mind is ruling your reality. And again, abominable snowman, it is not reality. I've been living on this earth for a long time. I ain't never seen no abominable snowman. I ain't never seen Bigfoot, Smallfoot, Pinky Toe Foot. I ain't never seen none of them. Oh my God. Take your time and breathe out. Okay, so the moral of this story is this, Scorpio. There's something, again, you're repressing and suppressing. The universe is wanting you to take a deep dive and go within, figure it out, acknowledge it. Um, um, I don't want to say relive it, right? Acknowledge it, um, resolve it, and release it. Acknowledge, resolve, and release. Okay, that's realistically what the universe is saying, because you have to retake your throne. I have the King of Cups here. You have to regain your power. For many of you, that's the only way you're gonna do it. I don't want to give that message. Oh, do I have to? Do I have to? Do I have to? Okay, I have to. So my angel said about 20% of you. 20% of my population of people who are going to watch this reading, maybe 1 in 5. Um, that's why life has not been happy for you. That's why many of you could have deep, deep, deep dark thoughts about even suicide, or you could stay under the influence of some sort of substance, right? It kind of feels like this population of Scorpios who are resonating, who will resonate with this reading, have a very embattled relationship with their mind. They can't control it, so they use substance. They can't control it, so they use sex. They can't control it, so they use this, right? And angels are saying there are doctors for that, right? As in, go grab you some therapy, or, cognitive behavioral or psychotherapy, or what's the other one? Trauma therapy. Thank you. Okay. And here's a hint for many of you who will do some inner child work after this reading. Angels are saying whatever this trauma was occurred around the time that you were either between 3 and 5 years old. That's very specific. Okay. Ooh, child, the answers you need are coming. You're stressed out. A Nine of Swords, not sleeping good at night because you're feared that history is going to repeat itself. And the Eight of Swords says, well, mentally, it always will. Mentally, history will always repeat itself. The Eight of Wands is a lot of information coming in, a lot of action, a lot of things to do. The Eight of Cups is walking away, which no longer walking away from a deep emotional situation. And the Fool card is playing stupid, right? Taking a leap of faith, trying to start something new. This right here proves that, 8 years, 80 years, 8 lifetimes, a lot of you have been just abandoning your emotions. Six of Cups, Five of Swords, Emperor. And it's related to your daddy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can't make this up. What do you need to release? The trauma related to your daddy. Look, the end of a tough cycle approaches. I'm going to say this, right? I said this in a couple of readings ago. It could all just boil down to you forgiving your father or that father figure. Because forgiveness doesn't say you condone what they did. Forgiveness just basically says, hey, I'm releasing myself from this, right? As in, I no longer decide to use my father as the reason why I feel this way. I'm no longer going to use my father for the reason I think this way. I'm no longer going to use my father for the reason I act this way. Daddy, I release you. I forgive you. That's what forgiveness is. Somebody needed that. I'm going to say this. Yeah, that thanks button is on all of my readings, I think, if it's still there, right? If this one brought you to a place of peace, to a place of solace, to a place of reconciliation, go on and hit that thanks button. My donations links are always in the description box of any reading. Okay? God, I'm supposed to figure out what I'm doing for you for your for Scorpio season. I don't know. Still up in the air. Anyway, I love y'all. If it resonated, if it made sense, if it helped you, if it released you, if it helped to bring you back into balance, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I love you. Bye.